Now, nowadays, in this current time, day and age, we actually do something called multi-messenger astronomy, which really kind of points towards this thing that I just talked about, which is that we utilize many different types of particles, not just traditional light or visible light, but many types of light, as well as completely different other particles like neutrinos, cosmic rays, and whatnot. Where did you get your PhD from? Hello, Vinny Tiwari. Welcome to the channel. I hope you like, share, and subscribe. And I got my PhD from the Ohio State University. I got my bachelor's from NC State University, that's in North Carolina, in Raleigh. And then I went to Columbus, Ohio to get my PhD in physics as well. So all my degrees are actually in physics. I double majored in physics, chemistry, minored in math, music at NC State, but I finished just my physics degree. And so my bachelor's, master's, PhD are all in that. And the subfield I worked within, or at least the one that I got my PhD from, is the particle astrophysics. I also actually worked on some cosmology because I kind of had to switch labs a few times and whatnot. Hi, Lillian. OMG, I'm sorry, but I love your voice. Thank you. I'm also a major in physics with a minor in chemistry. Oh, how nice. Yeah, I loved chemistry in high school. So, hello, Sathes, Sathes. I hope I'm saying that right, but hello and welcome. Viniti is saying I'm also a major in physics. Love your voice. Thank you so much. Thank you for all your support. I really appreciate the comments and the interaction. That really helps me to keep on going. So I really enjoyed chemistry in high school. Like I was kind of struggling with math, but I knew you had to like get better at it if you wanted to study physics, which is what I really wanted to study. But I was also really good in chemistry. So when I was applying to colleges, I actually couldn't decide between the two. So I applied to both physics and chemistry. But I think I actually first got into physics because I think maybe less people apply for the physics major, and the department at NC State, they were happy to have me. And I actually formed a really nice bond with a professor there who was sort of the director of undergraduate studies at that time. But then later on, he became like the head of the department. And then I think now he's probably something even more important. He was really helpful to me. His name is Dr. John Blondin. He works at NC State. If you are ever considering going there, you can reach out to him. I'm sure he'll give you some help. But he was really helpful to me because I was applying from all the way in India and I had never been to the US before I landed here for college. So as an 18-year-old. So I used to email with him a lot on the daily, actually. I used to email Dr. Blondin. In fact, I used to call him John at the time because I thought that you just had to call everybody by their first name in the US, and I was trying to fit in or something. So I used to call him John. Hello, I am here from India, I'm coming from India. This is Oindri, and I want to major in physics, chemistry, math, and music. Could you please help me and tell me which classes I can take, and can I skip calculus? Because I already took that. And can I not take a foreign language because I already know like 4. They were all Indian languages, but he actually kind of called me out. He was like, well, the Indian languages are not a foreign language for you, so you should probably take a foreign language here. Ultimately, I think that is something I got away with, but John Blondin and my academic advisor, Dr. Reynolds, they did not let me cut too many corners, and they, I think, understood where my ambitions, passions lay, and did their best to help me. Wait, are you from India? Yes, I am from India. Originally, I did grow up in Kolkata in India, eastern part. East side, the coast, east coast. What all languages do you speak? Bengali, because I'm Bengali. Hindi, Urdu, English. I understand Punjabi, Gujarati as well. Little bit, probably Marathi. Like a lot of the North Indian languages, I probably could understand it, but because I did have multicultural, neighbors. Coming from Kolkata, which is a big city in India, you can get the hang of a lot of languages. I cannot read Urdu, so probably should say that the caveat with Urdu is I can understand it and probably like pretty much get it fluently, but I cannot read in Urdu because it's a completely different script. So no, I cannot read in Urdu. Hakka meti urter. Hello. Well, then it's pretty much Hindi only. Okay. There are different words in Urdu. I guess, sure. The script, you mean, is very important to understand in order to get it. That makes sense. Any other questions? Well, pure Hindi is not Urdu. Urdu has like whole words that are not really Hindi words. Vajinan. I don't know what that means, but hello, Haka Meti. How are you doing? I try to read the chat you sent. It's hiding it, and the origin is the same. So I am not debating this at all. I accept completely that, but the Urdu is mixed of Persian and Hindi, so definitely very much overlapping. Hindi is from Sanskrit. Urdu is Persian and Hindi mixture. Sorry, I was looking at the other. You want to become we don't yeah. I don't disagree. You want to become a researcher or professor or something. I would say yeah, or something. When I first started undergraduate in the US and really loved doing research and whatnot, sorry, one second. I have to do something about my hair here because it's getting very tangled up. So I'll chat with you guys while I do that. So when I first started undergraduate, I actually realized that I liked working in a lab and I liked working in research. That's their food falling automatically. I really enjoyed doing research. So I actually remember that. So this is for anybody who is considering college in the US or considering any kind of research position. I realized that I really wanted to do that, like work in a lab, like work on some kind of research project, which would be like my own independent research and work in a lab. Now, in college, as you probably know, there's a lot of coursework, there's a lot of classes, so it's difficult to find the time to do research, especially kind of like full-time or on a regular basis. Most people end up working just the summers in some kind of research position if they are pursuing any research at all in undergrad. But I kind of had to, like, I was very driven to do research, and that was actually why I came, one of the big reasons why I came to the US, because I didn't just want to do classroom studying. I'm the type of person who like has to really get into something and really get involved with something in order for me to like really absorb the information and really like learn. I can't always learn when I'm just hearing it as a lecture in a classroom. And see, like when I explain physics, for example, to you guys, when I talk about it again and again and again, it really helps me with understanding it as well. So I also enjoyed teaching later on. But yeah, so I actually worked in undergraduate research pretty much my entire time in college. And then I went to grad school, and of course, there the research is the main focus, on top of the coursework and the teaching and everything like that. Um, and so, yes, at that point, I probably did think that I would become a professor at like an R1 academic, school or something, where I would have my own research lab, etc., etc. But then I ended up in a more not directly academic career, but like sort of an alternate to the academic career after my grad school. So, but yeah, when I first was getting into academics, I probably did think I would become a professor, and I did and still do love doing research, like the sort of the fundamentals of like applying yourself in a researchy kind of way is something I do resonate with even now. Rockstar is saying, I am an idiot. I buy real estate or flip or rent. Well, that's not a bad thing to do. I mean, that is, I know people who do that. And I think that's actually quite smart. The one thing why I left physics. What is the one thing? We should not drag this any further. The one thing why I left physics. What is the one thing that why you left physics? It's a small crowd today, so I'm thinking that I'll just chat with everybody for a few minutes and call it a night, and do my extended studying and teaching another night. Let everybody go to bed. How was your life outside physics in college? Outside physics. Well, outside physics, I worked in a chemistry lab for the longest time. I had my own independent research project in an analytical chemistry and electrochemistry lab. It was not in a basement, thank goodness. It was actually on the fourth floor of a building. The building was called Cox Hall, Cox Hall. And wow, now I'm really remembering my NC State days. And I used to work there evenings. I did not get paid for most of my time there, but I was very passionate about my research project, and I did get paid during the summers. So I was very into it. I wanted to own my own research project. I was very sad if I didn't own my own research project. It was not interesting enough. Like just going to class and working as a little minion of somebody, like being a tech was not enough. Like I wanted to have my own project, even when I was just starting off as like a freshman in college. So, but then I remember they do want your grades to be pretty good because research is going to be extra on top of all the classes and everything. They wanted to make sure that my grades were good and everything was good. So I did have to get good grades in like all the classes that I took, and I always exceeded the credits that were like the maximum credits. I always took more, and I had to get like special permission. So I was always sort of this, doing a lot. So I didn't have much of a life really, but I did go to class. I did take music, and I took chemistry as well on top of the physics. I did not finish my chemistry degree. I just finished the physics degree with honors and everything. I figured that if I want to graduate in 4 years, I want to just finish, all the stuff with some extra. I also did a minor in math, of course, because physics itself involves a lot of math. And then, yeah, I had a lot of friends, like pretty much most of the physics majors, other physics majors were my friends. I became friends with my roommates in college, the dorm mates, the people that dorm room friends. I used to eat a lot outside of physics. I remember I had so many classes, and I had symphony practice. I used to play the violin in the symphony of NC State. So I used to have this late rehearsal class, and I would run to the dining hall. I pretty much ran everywhere. This is actually something that my college buddies, college friends talk about, is that she never walked. She just always ran everywhere, and she took the longest showers And then she started running. The only time I think I slowed down was in the shower. And then I would run to all my classes, and the dining hall would close, and I would still, so I made friends with the dining hall people, and they would still feed me even after they closed, which was very sweet. And I experienced the Southern hospitality in the North Carolinas. So that was really nice. Physics cult is real everywhere. Physics cult! Yes, I was part of the physics cult, pretty much. We had a lot of activity. We hung out. We played, what's that game? We